Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see y'all here. Morning crew, what's up? Look at the chat, man. Y'all really mad at me for the afternoons? For real? Morning crew, morning crew, morning crew. Let's fucking go. Yes, sir. I see you. Shout out to MSM in the building. We got an early super chat from Not Excited. Our member says, my type of time. We got a morning live. Shout out to ARP and peace to the green team. I see y'all. I see y'all. Yes, the members is in the building. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, we got an interesting stream today. Bunch of topics. If you know this podcast at this point, you know that the only thing that we do is not just the title and the thumbnail. Okay. And lately, I've been pushing the title and the main event, the main topic, either more towards the middle or towards the end of the stream. But we got some interesting stuff leading up, and one of them is like we really got to start keying in on this a little bit more. I rock with the guy. We've been giving him a lot of discretion over the years, it feels like, but it's just too much talk about it. And it's going to feel left field like him, like, yeah, him. And it ain't just me, right? I don't think it is. All right, but we'll get to that. This is where we're going to start off, though. We're going to start off, we're going to warm up. We're going to warm up. We're going to warm up. Let's do some Gunna and Young Thug very, very quick. So we see, what is this? A tweet that was put out. I want to go to the Gunna piece first because I believe that this was a reaction. Okay, so Gunna puts up a post. The real flex is keeping a good heart when life keeps giving you reasons not to. When you've been lied to, used, switched up on, and counted out. But you still show love. You still got loyalty in you. So people going to get at you for using that word loyalty. Still show up for people. Even when nobody showed up for you. That's rare. That's powerful. Because this world will test you, drain you, and try to turn you cold. And if you can still moving with good intentions after everything you've been through, you got the kind of heart they can't find twice. Very, very powerful message. A lot of truth in that. Of course, it comes down to the individuals and some of the situations that surround you and some of your past history, right? Young Thug immediately replies to that. Can't nobody tell me that this isn't for him. Young Thug doesn't tweet that often from what we see. And when he does, it really tends to mean something. And he's not even the super duper be slick and sub somebody and you got to figure it out and decode it. And it's only one of those, I know that you know that you know that I know. No, Young Thug be putting out these tweets where it's just like, everybody knows who I'm talking to. And he reacts to that by putting nigga acting like the victim, LOL. It is a victim positioned tweet or post from Gunna as if he did no wrong. And in my opinion, he did. He did. He did. The issue, though, of course, for Young Thug for the rest of his career going forward, and if you saw that stream the other day, will he ever reach the same respect or reach back to the places that he used to be? In my opinion, no. It doesn't mean that he won't still be successful. I don't think he can ever reach back to his level of the way people ever looked at him before, right? And you're tweeting now from that place. So when you go after somebody in your typical format of I'm so anti-snitch, and if you cooperate and if you talk to the law, if you do anything, pussy nigga, at least wait till you get to the precinct. You think they're gonna let your pussy ass out, blah, blah, blah. You do all of that, and then a 2-hour interrogation audio comes out on you. It changes things. It changes a lot of perception. Last but not least, though, what this continues to show me is how much this affects Young Thug, man. Dare I say, man, we could see how much he either A, wants to try to entertain some form of relationship with Gunna. But if I'm wrong there, he's already admit what it is, which is B, he just wants some type of direct explanation from Gunna. Now, that could be sneaky. I'm going to close it out here. You could want an all-out explanation from Gunna and his court proceedings and his decision to, the whole yes ma'am thing and the plea that he took. You could want him to speak out publicly because you might feel like that will continue to justify you. Because if he speaks to it a certain way, you got Brian Steele behind you, certain pieces of paperwork and things that happen in court, you would then be able to expose further if you feel like Gunna says anything that's contradicted at a legal level. And you get to show, see, I told y'all, all you split fans that are still buying his albums and supporting him and rocking with him and supposed to be only rocking with me, look at him. It could be that. It could be some sneaky shit, right? Like talk. So I could fucking use that. Or it could be talk because you're that emotionally tied to your ex-brother that not getting a form of closure just leaves a gap in your chest, like, yo, he hasn't really fully addressed it. I just want to hear him explain why he did the yes ma'am and why he did what's up with you, twin? Like, and he said that on his interview with Big Bang, the whole whoop-de-doo interview. He's dying for Gunna to address this. And Gunna, be careful, buddy. Be careful, buddy, because either one that Thug is really looking for, or both, right? Posts like this from Gunna showed me that he's coming out more and more and more. Don't get overconfident. Don't overshoot your mark. Yes, Young Thug has been damaged. Yes, even 21 Savage made the news recently. People asking him, like, yo, are you sure it's cool to tell on a dead man? The interview that he just had, Lil Baby's been quiet. Don't overshoot your mark. Everything turned out well for you. You're still doing your thing. Your career is intact. You're selling. You got all your fans. Whatever's going. Your career. You look like you're past them right now. Don't overshoot your mark. Don't try to turn this around and be like, yeah, my turn. It's not worth it. You've been looking humble on your gym and your jogging shit and whatnot. Stay like that and you will win. But he's creeping out more and more and more. Gunna, don't start feeling like it's your chance to, hop on the offensive. Let these guys do what they're doing, because the steps that they've been making has been hurting them. They hurt themselves. All right. I'm just saying, just a little bit of advice. All right, I told y'all that was a warm-up topic. We're still keeping it a little light. Should I switch this order right here and go to battle rap real quick? You guys want to go to battle rap real quick? Before I go to this New York radio topic, yeah, let's go to battle rap real quick. Twerk. New Jersey Twerk did an interview with Polo from the Polo World. And shout out to Twerk. Shout out to Polo World. Amazing content over there, dude. Polo is been one of those platforms this year. So you got your Polos, you got your Facts, you got your Angry Fans. These are some of the platforms that outside of like battle rap media, because we always know year round 15 Minutes of Fame, Hip Hop is Real. Those are the go-tos. Those are the primary people, feet on land in the media space. But as far as bloggers that sit up in their own studios and cribs or whatever and do their content, those people that do virtual interviews, it's really been Facts. It's been Polo and Angry Fan pretty much this year that does the most consistently from what I remember seeing this year, right? And I hate when I say shit like this. People would really get mad at me, like, yo, he left me out. He's beefing with me. No, I'm not. Like, I'm just talking, man. Just trying to actually give some fucking kudos right now. Shit. So shout out to Polo. But Twerk popped up talking about the easy battle. And this is kind of a warning, right? How else you guys supposed to interpret this?
As far as this weekend, as far as my knowledge, the battle's going down. I'm headed up to Jersey tomorrow. I'm gonna stay out there until it's time to rap, and then that's just that. I'm gonna get my paper. I'm gonna go on by my business. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Are y'all gonna do
but
a
if
face
it don't go down, it don't go down, you just need to get off my dick. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm ready to rap, my nigga. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. Got nothing to do with me. So don't say my fucking name if it don't happen. Oh, Turk ain't do this. Turk ain't do this. Fuck my dick. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm ready to go. You heard? I'm free.
Okay. So that was from Twerk himself. There, can I get a better still shot up here? There we go. Shout out to Battle Rap Dose too with the amazing shorts. I love the shorts and the content that Battle Rap Dose puts out. Follow him too. Off topic. Twerk, you did have a contradiction in this interview. I watched the whole interview with Polo. We all keeping up with the whole Easy Twerk and Easy and Cassidy battle. What's gonna happen? What's not? But you did contradict yourself. Like you came on earlier, very early in the interview, and you was like, I don't get paid to rap. I get paid to show up. Right, because the whole conversation around who gets paid, what happens when this falls out or whatever. And he said, I don't get paid to rap. I get paid to show up. Those are his words. And then later on in the interview, when talking about, I think, Cassidy and Easy, he said, I think they was talking about like if one of them should or should not have gotten paid. And he was like, nah, you shouldn't get paid. You know, the battle didn't get completed. Now, I'll throw him some bail there. Maybe he was talking about other niggas. He was maybe earlier, he said, I'm talking about me. And then in this situation, I'm talking about maybe them. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lack of consistency there. I was just like, what he say? What he say? How that really goes is based on the contract. And the contract is always agreed upon by two parties, the league and the battle rapper. Okay. My contracts say no completion of the battle or the 3 rounds or whatever. I don't give a fuck if you're in a building. You can say you showed up. I had a lot of battle rappers, respectable, reputable battle rappers that was in the building, but they did not get paid. And it wasn't a form of disrespect. It was a form of understanding as per our agreements and our contracts, because that's how I did business. There's too many weak links for me to depend on other people missing their flights. Dog ate my homework. I got a more lucrative offer, all types of shit, block battles, all types of shit. And there's no way I was ever going to contract like, hey, as long as you just pop up, or even if it don't happen, you signed for the date, so you get your check. Fuck no. If I could depend on only me for battle rap, sure, I'd give you those contracts. But this shit is wicked. And I can't depend on a lot of these motherfuckers, and I got the history to prove it. So my contracts are different, but I can't knock how somebody else's. I don't know what Twerk's contracts are. I don't know what TBL's contracts are. Easy, Cassidy, any other league. I don't know your contract. So Twerk could be fully in the right based on what he signs, okay, and what he agrees to. But overall, the reason why I said that this was like a warning, it's coming off of also the talk of why it didn't happen the previous weekend. But what him and Polo seem to be addressing here is, are you locked in? Do you have any knowledge of the battle being in jeopardy? Because we clearly just saw Easy to block do a live where he was saying, yeah, the fly went up, but I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm gonna keep it on it. That battle's in jeopardy unless TBL gets some more business right. I was just like, what? God damn. You know what I'm saying? So you got to ask the other party. How many times I tell y'all there's 3 pieces to these battle equations, the 3 biggest pieces to what happening. You got battle of A, battle of B, and the platform. Okay. Platform puts out a flyer. They say it's up. Twerk is here on an interview. He said, I'm good. My business is good. TBL's been professional with me. I'm pulling up. If anybody got an issue or believe that it don't go down because of me, SMD. Sorry to say it easy. His last mention that I saw is like, I'm not sure if it's going to happen because he's got his own business situation or whatever. So to me, I watched this clip and I said, Twerk is removing himself. He gave Easy some honor saying, look, I don't know their business. I know mine's is good. He gave him some honor there. I want to give him no honor in the midst of a battle promo, because you tear each other down in battles, and Easy and Twerk got a lot of history up, down. Maybe they friends behind the scenes, who knows? But in the public's promotional eyes, it looks like, not the coolest relationship, hence why a lot of people have always wanted to see the battle. So he threw him some leeway there, but maybe Twerk is just like, I ain't got time for the antics or the sell of this shit or the promo of all this shit. There's a lot of shit going on. I just don't want my name in a bad spot. Hey, shout out to him and TBL. I don't know what they got going on. I'm straight. I'll be there. I get it. So that's my most recent update for that battle. As far as Easy and Cassidy, I don't know. I haven't heard anything else recent. I haven't been trying to chase down no information. I'm half off it until I see something officially announced, to be honest. So that's why I ain't been following up, or text message or phone calls, nothing like that for me right now. I'm just watching like the rest of the fans. I felt bad. All right. Let's move on. Let's move to, I have a topic for you guys around New York radio. And then after that, I'm going to get into somebody that might have an ugly situation going on again after it happening prior, and then as well as prior to that. And it's just like, damn, the history of this guy. All right, New York radio. We saw recently that Rosenberg, what was this, Laura and Old Man Ebro were let go from their morning show. Okay, so immediately they went to YouTube, started their own channel. Shout out to them. I went over to the full interview. I didn't watch, the full podcast episode. I didn't watch it yet. I think I saw they had about 12,000 subscribers. I don't know if this was an existing channel. Let me just assume that this was 12,000 subscribers overnight, which means that, of course, if you're on New York radio this long, you guys better have some type of following that will follow you. That's what I always said about battle rappers. You are a draw. You are an entity when the platform doesn't matter. All right. If you can go anywhere and get your bag or get your dope opponents that you want, or get your draw or your crowd in the building in front of you, you are one of them niggas. If you got to depend on a platform for you to actually be somebody, if that's the only time people are talking about you, that's okay. Some of these platforms are powerful and they're able to get these people in front of, a lot of fans and do a lot for you. But I'm just saying, humble yourself. It shows you the level that you're at. And you have to look in the mirror and understand that. Okay. You got to know when you're being carried. You got to know when you're walking. And then you got to know when you're running. All right. It just is what it is. These guys, though, they should have a big following from all these years of radio. So they start their own joint on YouTube, which people is like academics is killing them for because it's like, nigga, you was always tearing at YouTube and independent podcasters. Some of that was a political fight for your own position doing syndicated radio, right? But Drake comes up. So they're already diving into controversy.
Drake DMs Ebro. Die slower, pussy. We got some shit for you. Ebro replies, relax. You're salty about losing to Kendrick. You're not mad at me. Love, bro. No, it's a good response. Honestly, I think it's great. That's a really good response.
He's not mad at me. Why would you be mad at me? Mad at me for what?
No, stop. He's definitely mad at you, and he's been mad at you. Why?
He's 100% mad at you.
Yes.
Why would he send that?
He's mad at me for what?
Honestly,
What did I do?
And you surpassed
It's
me.
literally, it's the most loose DM he's ever sent you. That's crazy.
No, that's. And by the way, if I were you, I would do what Drake would do. Sue. Feels like a threat.
Oh shit.
Feels like a threat. Yo, die.
It feels like a threat.
He said die, and then we got some shit for you. I'm going to court like you, Drizzy. Drake DM.
I'm going to court like you, Drizzy. Take your shots. I mean, Mr. Old Man Ebro, he had his whole thing against Drake, talking like he was a poison. He was bad for hip hop. He was bad for the culture. That's cool. A lot of people don't like Drake. A lot of people do. Some radio stations move away from him. Some people spin his records all day long. Ebro had his push and his decisions and his energy, and they're carrying that now. But for Drake to send those aggressive ass DMs is funny. Like, we got something for you, pussy. And once again, the people that you try to spit on when you're on your way up, you're gonna see all of them on the way down. The academics. I saw a Saigon post something the other day talking about Ebro. You was in the way of a lot of people's careers, right? You got Drake, and Drake is good. Drake don't give a fuck about whether they're on the radio or not. He's good, but all these people are coming out like, look at you. But that also shows what people think about you, about how you carried it when you were in that position of power. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would hate to run RBE for 10 plus years and then retire, and everybody say, well, all right, now that he doesn't have an opportunity for me anymore or a bag for me anymore, I could tell how I really feel about this guy. He never helped me at all. Actually, he was a detriment to my career. Like, if I saw significant people that I worked with for many, many years that came out and said that, let's say Big K came out and said that, Show Off came out and said that, Ill Will came out and said that, Rosenberg Raw came out and said that, Oops came out and said that, Jims comes out and says that, Adi Boom comes out and said, or JC, all these people that I played significant roles for periods of their career, right? And they played the same for RBE in reverse order. Imagine they came out and said, now that he's out of here, or now that he's gone, let me tell you what he really did to my career. I would have to look in some type of mirror, like, damn, I thought I was doing right by Ill Will and Rosenberg and Big K and Show Off and Jims and Boom and JC and Mr. Bills. And I thought I did right by these guys. What the fuck? Damn, like, they all against me now? But that's the reality of Ebro. I'm sure he has a lot of friends, right? But there's probably a lot of people that you stepped on as well. So now's your time to stand in that light. And you're going to see everybody going left and right on that shit. But let's hone in further on New York radio, okay? Charlamagne the God recently came out, and a lot of people are speaking on his comments about if he's going to be remaining on the Breakfast Club. And that's right around the corner. We're talking about like January 2026. Will he still be there? Let's hear his own words first, and then we're going to get into some more articles and some more stats of New York radio and see if there's a big problem that's happening right now.
No, on top of that.
And ain't nobody checking on us. They see everything that's going on in New York radio, but ain't nobody checking to make sure we all right. Okay.
Man.
We don't know what's gonna happen next. The thing's tight out here in these streets, man. You see what's happening, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know if any licks about to be hit, man. I think everybody should just be happy to be making a living. That's what my mom always told me. My mom always said, you know, just be happy to be making a living. I'm just happy to be making a living. We don't know what this gonna look like after this week. That was a good run, guys.
Great run.
Why y'all acting like that?
That is we ain't going nowhere, but it's a good run.
Well, Jess is already home, so she's halfway. Someone said, do we know something that we don't? We don't know nothing. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody, what the Bible say? Nobody knows the day nor the hour.
Charlamagne gives us.
Yeah. you don't want nobody to read into that, Mr. Charlemagne the God. And shout out to Charlemagne the God, one of my favorite radio personalities to come across the radio timeline. You know, he's one of them. But why wouldn't people read into that when people have their certified, cemented positions that at least that they feel, and when they got their contracts in place, they talk a certain way. You talk and you let your fan base know, you let the world know, like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. We here. We on top of the game right now. For example, Stephen A. Smith. He talks like that a lot. You know, like he'll argue with the LeBron, like other powerhouses in the arena. He'll argue with people and he'll tell people, he'll say it like on his own podcast or sometimes even on the show, where he's just like, I ain't going nowhere. You gotta deal with me. Because he knows he signed that big ass contract and it's probably like 10 years ahead. He's already allocated and cut out for him. And to relieve him of his position, some Shannon Sharp type shit gotta happen possibly. People be having stipulations like that in their contract. Like, I'm here unless some major shit happens, like I get in trouble, I get arrested for a domestic dispute or something like that, which I ain't gonna do. If you gotta force me out the door, you gotta pay me heavy severance. Like, hey, give me that $10 million back severance pay. So they talk heavy. For Charlemagne to be up here, man, nobody know blah, blah. Yes, we know it's a blessing to be working, especially in today's world. The economy is fucked up right now. We see these major companies doing all these layoffs, people losing jobs, people's down right now. Yes, the economy is fucked up in 2025. But for you to talk like this, we're doing the right thing by reading into it, and then people start connecting all these other dots. They're saying like, damn, look at Ebro's show and Rosenberg and all these other people. Is radio having an issue? Is it the whole podcast and streaming world? Is it the Aiden Rosses and the Speeds and the Kai Cenats and the Black Boy Max type of platforms that are really where the average listener and viewer wants to go now, right? Because at the end of the day, radio, it definitely provides a lot. One thing that it provides that, like, let's say, for example, me as a streamer or a podcaster can't provide. I don't have the time to. It doesn't provide all the celebrity guests, and I don't even have the connections for like a Breakfast Club celebrity guest type of shit, right? It doesn't provide that. So that's always going to be a huge thing that a Breakfast Club can bring to the table. Like, one of their biggest pieces of content is the Birdman video, right? Or you could have situations like with Fredro up there arguing with you. You got when Beanie Siegel comes up there and y'all are arguing back and forth. You got recently when Dame Dash comes up there, we broke down on my stream and showed like this is the highest viewed piece of content in a long time on the Breakfast Club YouTube channel. Okay, so that's major. That's not music, right? What you spinning in between on commercial times or whatever, people got they other DJs or platforms that they go to for that. Like, maybe I can tune into some night show or Funkmaster Flex or something, hear some bombs drop. I don't even tune into to radio for music anymore. Matter of fact, who the fuck does? Now that I think about it, who the fuck is still going to radio for music? I know what's hitting the charts. I know what's coming out. My primary source of spinning music today for me is YouTube playlists. In my car, I got YouTube Premium, so I don't gotta deal with no commercials or whatever. In my car, YouTube playlists. In the gym, YouTube playlists. In my ear, YouTube playlists. Other people go to Spotify route, you know, stuff like that. Who the fuck says, oh, let me turn on the Breakfast Club. Let me see what songs is hitting the radio these days. Oh, here's the other place that I go to listen to music, the club. If I'm in a music mood. I go to the radio for personalities now. For personalities, but you got all these other personalities that are popping up in these more accessible daily type of, it's just things are changing. This is what academics was like trying to tell Ebro, for example, when Ebro's hating on YouTubers. It's just like, your name is Old Man for a reason. We see it. But anyway, I don't think Charlemagne is in the same boat as an Ebro. Charlemagne is a very adaptive person. He's one of the best personalities on the scene. He's very, very valuable. He's extremely entertaining. He brings the controversy. He brings the sharpness. He brings the intelligence. He brings the new era understanding. He's in tune with the old as well as the new when he's a personality on the radio. So if he's gone from the Breakfast Club, he will pop up somewhere else the very next day. Everybody and their mother will be trying to knock on his door with an offer and bring them to their shit. Just like Angie Martinez is like somebody that can go back and forth. Like, I'm on Hot 97 one second, and tomorrow I'm on 105.1. You know what I'm saying? I think the danger, though, no disrespect, is more for like the other hosts. We're just talking economy. We're just talking radio. We're just talking personalities. I'll start with like a Jess Hilarious, who is entertaining, who is funny at times. But if she was the lead microphone, if she was the leader in the room, if she was the top personality, would you tune in? Would those ratings drop? Of course, respectfully. Angela Yee is a better personality on radio than Laura LaRosa, I believe, or whatever, and as well as Shorty right here from Wildin' Out. She left, but she got her own thing going on now with Maino and everything. And I think that's decent over there. I think they got some good content. You know what I'm saying? But what if Angela Yee was on her own at a Breakfast Club level? Breakfast Club's supposed to be a higher prestige. Their even competitive market is different. So I don't know if that survives. DJ Envy. I fuck with DJ Envy. But as a personality, if he was the only carrying the show and the content and the back and forths and the interviews, like all the highlight interviews damn near involve Charlamagne, the Little Mamas and the Birdmans and the Federal Stars and the Dame Dash interactions. It's all kind of centered around Charlamagne. And those are the biggest videos. You know what I'm saying? So that's not really Envy's personality. He's got a lot of staying in the game, but I don't see that. So Charlamagne not being there, if he don't re-up on his contract, would be a very, very big deal to the Breakfast Club. I think the Breakfast Club might in time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Now, fold this into just general radio. Okay. And closing out what we see for Charlamagne, I brought up this article real quick. This was an article from like 4 or 5 years ago when he signed his 5-year deal, I believe. So Charlamagne the God signed a 5-year deal with iHeartMedia, meaning he'll be on the show to at least until 2026. The deal also comes with continuing role on weekends with the Breakfast Club, new show that will feature one-on-one interviews with Charlamagne the God and celebrity guests, and promotion to executive. This article doesn't even mention music. That's what I was just talking about. The interview. It's just a new world for radio, to me. But anyway, in the background, I pulled up some stats. I was trying to pinpoint a little bit more as to if New York radio specifically has a problem when we see the Ebro and then we're hearing the Charlamagne, like, you don't re-up his contract. What the fuck is going on with New York radio? I don't think it's just New York, though. Why hosting shows are changing, I pulled up in the background. Structural shifts in the industry, such as changing contracts, ownership priorities, syndicated content, and audience fragmentation, are driving many lineup changes that include, hold on, before I get to these next 3 bullets, fragmentation in audiences. That's huge. Some people go to hell and back to compete for non-fragmented audiences. Why is the RBE guy laughing? Well, I just gave you the fucking hint of the RBE. All right. I will forever carry that history because it's part of my history, and I'm going to reference it at many, many times because my legacy is my legacy. I hope everybody's keeping up. But anyway, stay on point, Adam. A lot of people go to hell and back to avoid fragmented listeners and audiences. Let me fold that back into twerk real quick. Fuck it. If this comes up as a clip, people, look for this full stream on the channel. And then in the beginning of the stream, you'll see my New Jersey Twerk interview take about his upcoming battle. On that interview with Polo asked New Jersey Twerk, I just totally shifted. I'm going to get right back on in a second, people. It's cool. There's a chapter in the video. Is URL cool with you battling Easy? Now, we know it's URL and Easy have a lot of problems, but the way it's answered by Twerk is pretty much like at a league level. He's like, all I owe URL is loyalty because they've given me loyalty. And, it's about him battling also on TBL, which whether they act TBL and URL, whether they act like they're friends behind the scenes or not, I don't know how they talk. The history of battle rap shows you how competitive of a market it is for the battle rappers as well as the leagues. Okay. So even in 2025, questions like that are being put in front of one of the biggest battle rappers in the game, New Jersey Twerk. And he goes on to give answers in context like URL knows niggas got families and kids to feed and all that type of stuff. In 2025, that's still a topic. At the end of what am I talking about? Damn weeks from 2026, that's still a topic. Oh, damn, that lands for the fragmented viewership and audiences. Okay. So people will act bold and they'll say, if you that, you that. Compete, nigga. If you got it, you got it. That's why people slit their wrists over underhanded moves, because it's not only about let me put out a product and see if the fans enjoy it. You put out your product, see if the fans enjoy it, and then just let them choose what they want to do and where they're gonna go. A listener's a listener. Nah, that's where you got all the shots, you got the stealing of interviews, you got all that type of shit going on. You know, all the underhanded shit. Hell, Charlemagne the God still to this day drops Funk Master Flex bombs. It has meaning to it. There's like legacy and history tied to why he does that. But back to these 3 bullet points related to the fragmentation are driving many lineups to changes that include morning shows being rebooted or ending, like Ebro in the morning, stations reassessing formats to chase digital audiences, traditional radio facing competition from streaming, podcasts, and social media audio. The industry-wide and it's not unique to New York, but it is a big market with lots of choices. Stations react faster and more visibly these days. That's a big key. That's a big key. It's the evolution of how people consume their content and their entertainment, periodly, digitally, streaming, social media. You got a lot of, I could bleed this back into battle rap again. Some league owners complain about battle rap media platforms like, let's say, a 15 Minutes of Fame or Hip Hop Is Real at the events, uploading clips of the battles, right? And some leagues sometimes feel like that detracts from my sale or from my viewership. Why? Because some viewers, some people are not long form content consumers. Some viewers like there's 3 different forms on YouTube that I try to cover if you pay attention to my channel. You got long form content, which is the actual full live stream. This is a little bit of game, right? And I'm a small guy, but having the knowledge, if you're better than me, take it and then you go be the man. Fuck it. I don't mind giving the jewel. You have the long form content, which is what we're doing right now. We are streaming, right? This video right here might be an hour, 90 minutes or whatever. Those are the type of listeners that they'll click play or they going through their morning routine. They're driving to work. They trucking right now. And it's like, I rock with ARP and he's going to go through a bunch of news topics to help me get through my morning. That's where I'm at. Then you got mid-range, right? Like you see some of the clips who are just like, yo, give me my topic and I'm good. Give me my 8 to 15 or 20 minute topic and I'm moving on. Then you got people that consume like at light speed, the short people, the people that like to be on YouTube Shorts or Instagram and scroll, the thumbers, people that just they don't stay still. You know what I'm saying? Let me see this clip, boom. Let me see this clip, boom. Let me say this. And the crazy thing is, people like that view content like that as a primary. If you add up all the shit that they thumb through, they'll still end up possibly sitting there for either 20 minutes or an hour plus. It's just that they're doing short form. Their attention spans to what they want to consume is very, very fast. Very, 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 very fast. But all that can also affect radio. Okay, because when it was all centralized and it's like you got to go here to get your interviews, to get your short interviews, your long interviews, your music and all this type of stuff. Once you fragment everything, you better adapt and change. You better, because you got listeners on Spotify, listeners with ARP in the morning. I heard ARP break down the take. I already caught the news. I already know now why Ebro got fired. I don't need to listen to this radio show at 9 o'clock. I can do something else, even if the radio show is better than me. Even if they have more context than me. All right. Let's not beat that dead horse. Let's not belabor that too much. Interesting topic, though. Very interesting. I'm interested politicking as I'm going through it with y'all right now. Good morning. All right, let's move on. This is the guy that is just like, yo, we got to stop ignoring it. Got to stop ignoring it. Unfortunately, I like the guy as an artist, but who are we talking about this morning, ARP, for this segment? We are talking about Trey Songz. Trey Songz, okay? So let's start here with his recent situation. Could be innocent, could be guilty. Never know, never know.
New at noon, singer Trey Songz was arraigned in Manhattan federal court on 6 charges, including assault in 2 separate incidents. Court documents say the R&B artist, whose real name is Tremaine Neverson, damaged items inside Mira Mediterranean and Hookah Lounge in Murray Hill, including hookahs, DJ equipment, and sofas around 4 a.m. yesterday. They also say he punched someone in the face at a Times Square nightclub on December 4th. Neverson is due back in court on February 18th. We've reached out to his attorney for comment, but have not yet heard back.
Okay. He punched somebody in the face.
Inside
We're not heard back, whatever. One thing, let's start here. One thing about Trey Songz, I don't think he's a punk at all. He's got too much physical altercations. There's a lot of footage of him standing a certain way, reacting a certain way. I don't think he's a punk by far. I think he's taken off on a couple men over his career. He's gotten into fights. Just because you're a singer don't mean that you a punk. You know, just like my tweet the other day, and I'm glad nobody misses the context of it. I tweeted, what's the word? It's being a square is so much easier. I am who I am, right? I'm so proud to put out a statement like that. If you would have asked me to tweet some shit like that when I was 15, I would have told you to go to hell. You put anything remotely close to a square on my name, I'm fighting you. But you learn, you grow, you mature, your confidence shoots up, hopefully. And you realize, man, there's a big difference between being a square and being a sucker. You know, a square for me at times is just like, I just don't want to be on all of this criminal shit. I don't want to actively be around these energies that get us up out of here at an alarming rate. You know what I'm saying? I want to live a square life. I live a beautiful life. A lot of people would trade for that type of lifestyle. But if you want to call that a square, I'm like, give me more square opportunity. You know, that's what I'd rather be. And you know, like Trey Songz, doesn't mean that you can stand in my face and say, yo, ARP, SMD, and I'm not going to put blood in your shit. You know what I'm saying? Trey Songz is not a punk. He's not a punk. But with his machismo, I guess, right? It's not just that we've seen over the years. He's had a lot of other type of disputes. And we're going to get to a breakdown when I say the other. But this is an article related to that news report that we just played. The latest incident involving Trigger Singer occurred in the hours of Sunday. It's at a hookah lounge. Trey intentionally damaged more than that's the part that I want to go to. That's what I want to find. The intentional. Now, it's just allegations. It's TMZ. You know, they've been right. They've been wrong. It's all alleged. You know, you can get into a skirmish. Maybe somebody disrespected the man. And he said, well, who are you talking to? And you know, he got into a fight. But the intentional destruction, that's when these club owners or somebody, a building, or somebody might come out and put a case on you or an accusation or a police report talking about he flipped out. He started throwing bottles across the fucking place. He tried to hit somebody with a table. He's in there tearing shit up. He's turning over DJ tables, whatever. Allegedly, I'm just making some shit up. That's how you start getting to property and all this type of shit, right? You never know. Let's read through some of the convictions and or allegations that have been collected. 2012, alleged assault of a woman at a club in Queens. Type, physical assault. Legal outcome, reported settlement. There's more details about it, but a reported settlement. Okay. December 2016. Arrest after a Detroit concert, allegedly threw objects and struck a police officer and injured a photographer. You're like throwing shit, allegedly. The type, assault of a police officer and others. Charged outcome or the outcome. Charged, later pled to 2 reduced counts of disturbing the peace, 18 months probation, anger management, and substance screening. Anger management. Okay. May 2017, alleged unprovoked assault, smacked the phone out of a woman's hand, injuring her hand. All right, I don't know about that. But anyway, let's stay on course. Type, physical assault. Outcome, reported in civil context, not clear if criminal charges were filed. Okay. March 2018, surrendered to the LAPD on suspicion of domestic violence after a woman claimed he punched and choked her at a Hollywood party. Type, domestic violence. Outcome, arrested but felony charge was not pursued. Potential misdemeanor possibility. Civil suit also dismissed later. You had a decent outcome for that. Actually, a good outcome for that. 2018 through 2019, multiple lawsuits including sexual assault and related allegations, various women including at parties. Type, sexual assault and misconduct. Outcome, some civil suits filed, some dismissed due to statute of limitations, others settled. Okay. January 2021, altercation at the AFC Championship game involving police, allegedly punched an officer and resisted arrest. Type, assault, police arrest. Outcome, arrested but no criminal charges were ultimately filed as prosecutors declined to pursue. Time out for a second. You got a lot of shit going on with fucking police. You a bold nigga, allegedly. You tough. If you swinging on cops, you tough. And I also want to say, allegedly, we're seeing a lot of outcomes that's flying your way. These are settlements. You don't know, you lose some money here, whatever. The criminal charges not pursued, no jail time that we're seeing yet or whatever. At some point, even if you were right in all of these situations, like easy, like a little bit like, no, you're right about every situation, okay? At some point, you got to change what you're doing so that you could at least avoid all the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep reading. 2021 through 2022. Sexual assault investigation in Las Vegas following his birthday party. Investigation opened, but no charges filed. Type, sexual assault investigation. Outcome, no arrest. Authorities declined to file charges. 2022, late. Lawsuit alleging R at a party in 2016 dismissed due to statute of limitations. People that's coming around too late with their allegations, they're time barred. So the type, R allegation in civil. The outcome, once again, is dismissed. That one right there was on TMZ. 2023, $25 million sexual assault lawsuit settlement over alleged R and related claims party in 2016, various civil allegations. What do you mean various? Type, once again, essay in civil, and the outcome settled outside of court. December 4th, 2025. This is a couple weeks ago. Arrested after allegedly punching a nightclub worker in NYC when told club was closing. Type, assault. Outcome, charged with assault and criminal mischief. Released on own recognizance. Order of protection issued. Court date set. So this is pending. This is a situation he has actively going on from December 4th. Okay. 12 days ago. And then yesterday, fast forward 12 days, December 15th, arrested in Manhattan for allegedly trashing a hookah lounge during a fight, charged with criminal mischief. Criminal mischief fight is the type. The outcome, this is still ongoing. It just happened. He was released without bail. Released without bail. What do you mean released? Incident associated with club altercation. Let me get a sip of water after all that reading. The fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on with Mr. Trigger? What's the word when it comes to Trigger Trey songs? And I'm not saying that with pun. You know, we ain't hear about no guns in any situation. That's his real alias, right? Trigger Trey songs. What's going on with Trigger, man? Mr. I'll Steal Your Girl. the industry talk is nothing new either. Now you got some people approaching it with jest, some people laughing about Trey Songz.
R&B is dead shit. These R&B guys been going wild. Trey was wilding. That's my guy.
Okay, what was Trey Songz doing? Because according to 50 Cent, he is banned from Tycoon Weekend.
Trey, that's my guy, man. But Trey
I
was.
fuck with Trey too. We go
Trey
back.
was. Trey is literally Mr. Steal Your Girl. Like, fuck that motherfucker. Like, he was on some tough man shit, like, through the whole night. And, you know, I ain't mad at him, but I think it was just the cognac, the Branson cognac. It's very strong, man. Shout out to 50. But
okay, what? So he was trying to run up on people's girls, and
he was Mr. Steal Your Girl, take your girl, like.
And then what? The dude would have an issue with that, and
Of
then
course.
things would pop off.
Of course.
But from what didn't 50 say that he like crashed a Rolls Royce last year?
I wasn't there for that. See, I wasn't.
You know what I'm talking about?
Shout out to
though,
Trey.
right?
I wasn't there for that. That's my guy.
Okay.
We was having a good time until a cognac came out, and you know everybody started tripping, man.
Okay, so now he's banned from.
He'll been armed.
Getting banned from shit. And this is somebody that's given a take on Trey Songz and giving him a lot of discretion and giving him a lot of bias, giving him a lot of grace, trying to put it in a jestful manner. Nah, that's my guy, Mr. Steal Your Girl, but you know, he, you know, a little bit licking it. You know, if this was somebody that was, you know, anti-Trey and speaking on the events, you would hear way more. You could tell he's holding him up a little bit there while he was talking. But let me talk about like when women even speak on Trey Songz. Okay. When I say from an industry standpoint, this has been there pretty bad for a while. And I don't know if it's just being ignored at a grand scheme. I don't know yet. I don't know.
Why is this nigga Trey Songz still walking around a free man?
Bruh. Yo, he just
when is Surviving Trey Songz coming out?
He just got caught up again. Like, this nigga is like Bill Cosby times 5.
It's giving inhuman at this point. Put that nigga under the prison. And it goes to show that no matter how big of a celebrity or public figure that people are, when you're inside, like you're mentally ill or something's going on inside you, all that shit, the cars and the money, that shit don't matter. Trey Songz obviously has something very much fucking wrong with him. And it's giving you need to be locked up in a fucking house with the padded walls and the straight jacket. Like, it's giving that. Like, you do not need to be mingling with society anymore. Why is this nigga Trey Songz still walking around a free man?
Bruh. Yo, he just
when is Surviving Trey Songz coming out?
I've heard that before too, even from some larger people in the industry. I don't want to misquote or missay the person. Was it Peter Rosen? I forget. Somebody like a large person from radio said, you know, had a take that was like very controversial a couple years ago. And it was like, yo, Trey Songz, he should have a documentary on him on some like R. Kelly or like Diddy. Like, he's in that realm. I'm not saying I know of him in the realm of like an R. Kelly or nothing. It's all alleged. You know, I'm speaking about Trey Songz. I don't want no trouble. You know, I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke. But this has been around his name for a very long time. We read through a lot of those situations and those charges. And it's not even just like, all right, you the R&B guy that's every once in a while you taking off on niggas because you got to, unfortunately, they making you prove that you're more than a singer. I can understand that. You know, I feel like I tell all my close friends, know I say that about myself, right? I feel like 50% of my fights when I was younger or through some of my younger man years as well happened because of the way that I talk. All my closest friends will tell you that. Some agree with me and some disagree. I've said it my whole life. I'm like, a lot of this shit that I've encountered is because of my presentation and the way that I talk, you know? And I know what it's like to go through that. Whereas like a whole Trey Songz, you got this lady man perception and you step up in the club and there could be some haters like, bitch ass nigga. You just like, yo, I grew up a whole different way. You think because I sing to these women and I'm Mr. Steal Your Girl and super all of this, I got these girls throwing panties on the stage and all that, I won't put blood in your fucking mouth. You know, so I get it. I get it. You might be fighting off a lot of haters your whole career. If I've realized hate that I get, I could only imagine at the level of somebody that's selling gold albums and Trey Songz walking around as a ladies man. He probably getting hate every time he steps out the door. Haters exist. It's a weak ass fucking world out there full with a bunch of piece of shit, lame ass niggas that just want to hate. I get it. But what about all the woman shit? Mr. Ladies Man. Like, You could be the greatest guy in the world and get caught up with a bullshit ass accusation. God forbid it could happen to me. I could wake up tomorrow and some person could be on the internet that's been watching a podcast, because you know it shit always comes like 10 years later. Somebody will pop up, like somebody pop up and be like, ARP, he slapped me, or he tried to take something from me, or it can happen to anybody. I'm very, very understanding and in tune with that. But if y'all watch me have 10 of those accusations, would you really look at me the same? Would you really trust me the same if I had 10 of them? 10. The whole where there's smoke, there's fire concept, we're past that at this point. Like the fucking roof is on fire. 10? All right. Shout out to whoever. I'll leave it like that. I don't even want to shout him because Main event. Main topic, y'all. Let's get to the title. We moving along. We 50 minutes in. All right. So this whole melting pot of 50 Cent and the Let's Rap About It podcast, Fab, Maino, Jim Jones, Dave East, it was bound to hit, you know, its peak of it being like, all right, fuck it, it's up. That was bound to happen. I'm gonna go through why in a second, but at least for what people think right now is it starts with them podcasting, the four brothers, Fab, Maino, Jim, and Dave, and getting on the topic of, is it wrong to do a Netflix series on Diddy like the way that 50 Cent did? Because if you look around out there, 50 Cent is getting a lot of mixed reactions. He's got a lot of people that's saying like, fuck it, it's Diddy, expose him, like he deserves it. He got off light in court. That's what a lot of people feel. And they got a bunch of other people feel like, you know, they did him wrong and, you know, he's just a freak, you know, with wanting to be a cuckold or whatever while he sits in the corner masturbating. You know, what's wrong with that? They just want to take him down. And, you know what I mean? Like, it's split people out there. It really is. Really, really, really is. So it's a big topic, this Netflix series coming out. I don't feel a way about it coming out. I don't fuck with Diddy. You know, if you ask Dame Dash, you're going to say, he shouldn't be the one to do it. You never get sent. You never tear down another black man for the white man. Watch yesterday's stream or yesterday's clips about Dame Dash. We open up that can. Anyway, let's hear what they actually had to say.
Is it acceptable for someone to create a documentary about you without your approval? How would you feel if it happened to you?
It's like
definitely not acceptable. It's facetious and petty.
Right. It's like somebody putting out your sex tape.
Yeah, if you want to make, yeah, exactly.
It's like
without your permission,
and you're not an actual porno star.
And they do it.
The lighting wasn't good or nothing.
Yeah, they're trying to make you just look bad.
Hey, what?
Oh, they called me on a bad day.
Right.
I wasn't even on my shit. This thing called a weak one. Damn.
You see that the lighting is dark?
Damn.
You see that the fucking lighting is dark?
You looking small
you still
out
put
here.
this on the internet?
Word up.
But I would feel.
I ain't gonna front. I think if they saluting you,
first of all, they want somebody doing a documentary about you. You wanted to be a dope documentary.
It gotta be dope,
showing who you are, what you've done,
no bullshit
everything you've accomplished. Like, yeah, documentary is a big thing. Like, you don't want nobody doing a documentary about some weak, like trying to just make your whole character look weak. Like that's petty behavior.
And I want to know the company that did it, so we can talk, you know what I mean? Because if it's on me, I need, you know what I mean?
I don't understand why that's like legal to do though. Like without anybody, like if you're doing a documentary, if I'm doing a documentary on you, why wouldn't you want the person involved to interact?
Not really a documentary is more like a mockumentary.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It seemed like when you don't use the person, it's more like you're against them anyway.
Right.
So
when you
that's
doing
why I
shit
don't
like
think
that,
it should be.
How can it even be called a documentary?
You can do something with it.
Like, why is it called a documentary when it's not?
It's still a doc. You know, it's not an autobiography, but it's a documentary because once you become a public person,
bro, none of them Pablo Escobar documentaries I watched, none of them people knew him. They all
you go.
People,
That's what I'm saying.
You get what I mean? Like you can
once you become, if you're a public person, you're in the news.
Do it.
You can be Google.
So do you think that is wrong or not?
I think it's wrong. I'm not with it either. I think that.
I'm not with it.
Do we all agree that it's wrong? Thumbs down for that.
I don't want nobody putting out my sex tape.
You're right.
I mean, if they slandering you or they violating, I think it's wrong.
We're talking about sex tapes with this nigga. This
if they saluting you, It come with who you became.
Absolutely, it was different.
You know what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather raise a bully or your child to be?
Now, maybe I'm tripping, but
Interesting take. I'm gonna tell you the real reason behind that take in a second. But first, let's go to 50 Cent's clapback. All right, 50 Cent, you know him and his Instagram. What has he got? A couple million over there still, right? Is it it's shortchanging it by saying a couple million? 50 Cent post. These guys are squatters. They owe 250,000 K for that space they are filming their podcast. These bums are trying to win Best Dressed Award and can't pay their bills. At 50 Cent action. And then he puts up a fucking picture of his Google response for what a squatter definition is. Squatters are individuals who occupy a property without legal title, permission, or release, often in vacant or abandoned buildings, differing from trespassers by intending to reside there long term while squatting is illegal. So they're not squatters, all right? By definition. Yeah, what he put in his caption is different, you know? What he put in his caption is you're calling out the number of the mortgage that or owed or how much the building, if they're even trying to buy it. They might not even have a mortgage. They might just be leasing the space. I don't know. I don't care. But if you owe 250 on it, y'all alone. Then what is the shot? The shot is saying, oh, between you 4 big brands up there, y'all don't got 250 to just buy this shit. And stay on that. You know, that's the angle then. If you come over here, you say that they're squatters, you know, that's the joke. That's the funny part. They're not squatters. I doubt highly. And I would come back and be like, oh shit, that nigga 50 is insane. He knew some shit that the whole world didn't know. If all of a sudden, let's say a month from now, because I believe this is in New York, and in New York to get people evicted, especially post-COVID, can take months, okay? And it's still a fairly new podcast, all right? But if months from now, we see them all get evicted out of the space, then I would say, oh shit, they didn't belong there. They was there illegally. They was there by brute force. Then 50, you would just be early knowing, you know, if like the owner of the building somehow snuck you some information and said, yo, them niggas just, I don't know how they got a key and or they pop up or they bring the cameras and they shoot. I come on, there's no way I'm gonna believe that though. I think the space that we see them promoting, it got other things going on in there. I think I saw a barber shop in there, a recording studio. So it looks like these 4 gentlemen are taking their brands, putting them together, and creating this whole one-stop shop, content creation, music creation. Get your hair cut before the show. If you want to also pop up and get it, it look dope to me. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I like the business look behind them just doing content, which is the era that we're in. And Jim Jones obviously is somebody that knows how to adapt to the eras. He's not an old man Ebro, which is why they make fun of him for his age-related shit, because he still remains relevant. We talk about him damn near weekly, right? So shout out to fucking Jim. But he's staying on the squatter thing. He's 50 at the end of the day, right? So then a picture of all 4 of these guys. Jim Jones loses Jersey home in foreclosure, sold for 100, reports Urban Islands. I don't remember or really care too much about what he had going on related to maybe one of his properties in Jersey. It is what it is. I think Jim Jones is just fine. I think he's getting to the bag. I think he has more money than a lot of people. Okay, so shout out to Jim on that. But, you know, at their level where they're all supposed to be millionaires on camera, at least, I guess that's a 50 Cent call out and angle there. Like, nigga, you don't ever try to act like you my angle if you lost a house for whatever little small reasons in Jersey. I get it. Ha ha. All right. And this is clowning Jim for some of these posts that, yeah, I agree. I don't know if he really comes off the best. Like, you see the background, you got Fat Joe, you got Diddy, you got Jay-Z, even Rem's right here. They're all laughing about something. And he looks like the guy that's, you know, he's happy to be there, never been there before, catching people on camera without them knowing and putting himself in the picture. Like, now, none of us should do this. You know what I'm saying? Even if you guys are out in the street and you walk past a celebrity, if you want to take a picture with a celebrity, just ask the celebrity for a picture. If they decline, leave it like that. Don't be the guy that does the selfie with the person and the person isn't even aware that he's on camera with you. That looks groupie level. All right. That's groupie territory. And Jim, you obviously were invited there amongst all the stars. Like, I wouldn't be allowed to be in there, right? But these pictures is like, oh, this is what it's like. So I just got finished thinking up a Jim, but this is the Sorry Shoe podcast. We keep it 1,000. So right here, 50 got you. 50 got you. You got Pusha in the background, which doesn't look good because you've been back and forth with Pusha, going at him like, who tell me a Pusha T lyric or a Pusha T album or whatever, a song. And he definitely fucked y'all over this shit because him and his brother got arguable album of the year. He's going to be going back and forth with Kendrick on that one, right? It's either going to be GNX or the Clips album. And here you are with Pusha T in the background doing your little thing. Okay. And you're doing it again here with Tank Davis. Like, and once again, you belong there, right? Like, I can't be in Tank Davis's dressing room while he's warming up. You're there. So, Jim, stop doing these shits. All right, that's my joke, and that's what 50 causes, okay? But none of that is really that damaging, okay? All right, it's cool. It's cool. It's joke shit. We got Maino. We got Maino clapping back at 50. Puts up a picture of 50 with a big wig on. I don't know if this is AI or I don't know if 50 actually did this picture prior before. It could be some pimp and curly shit for all I know. His caption says, "Meet Killer Curly, ladies and gentlemen. He helped me get my record deal before, so I'm always be grateful. So it's gonna hurt me to drag this nigga to hell. Fuck is the problem, Curtis? Question mark. What has your G-Unit G-string in a bunch, nigga? Is it the bitch or the diabetes? But let's rap about it." So the bitch, who's that? Is he alluding to allegedly Miss Jane Doe from the Diddy trial? Beautiful ass woman too. Your BM, is he alluding to that? Diabetes, I don't know. 50's older man. If he's diabetic, you know, a lot of people have diabetes in this world. I wouldn't clown him for that, but it's a shot. I get it, Maino. Okay, what else he got up here? A picture of 50. I don't know. I don't know what to take from that picture. the Maino looking over his glasses eyes that they be getting him for or the podcast. See, taking some real shots at him, but he's also trying to add some jest, which is obviously something that 50 does as well. But he's calling out real shit, you know? And I think even his real shit here, hold on, let me highlight this. He helped me get my record deal before, so I'm always be grateful. Okay. Even that caption right there, you got to do that because you kind of want to stay solid as a person. You even got academics posting up, okay, Maino, let's see if you're going to keep the same energy with 50 Cent the way you've been keeping with me. I'm watching, nigga. And that kind of puts pressure publicly on a Maino because, hey, right? Differences are differences, right? People always want to do that. Keep that same energy. The reality of this world, if you're really going to be honest, is you can't always keep the same energy. And I think Maino putting this line right here is smart, whether he knows that he did that on purpose or not. Either way, I see it. It's almost like saying, you know, academics, I can go crazy in your direction because I see what you did with that 15-year-old. I never fucked with you. I don't believe that you're a good person. I don't like what you represent. So I'm on 10 with you. 50, I respect him as a man. I don't respect you, but I respect him. I'll beef with him. I'll go back and forth with him, but I respect him as an op. I do. And he's actually helped me before. I actually called him a real nigga 1,000,000 times before. So I can't deal with him the same. So I just want to drop that little small reminder out there for people because I think we do that universally way, 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 way too much. We say, keep that same energy. You're not always supposed to keep that same energy. That's like a cliche saying. And if you're young and dumb, you get caught up in it. All right. But now, this is why I say the melting pot and the inevitability. It's like Neo dying in part 3. It's like, I am inevitable. Agent Smith type shit. Like, yeah, this is supposed to be. I am supposed to die in the end. It's like it's already preordained. Them going back and forth with 50 was already preordained. You know, Maino mentioned in his caption there, you know, some of him and 50's history, but 50 got at him before. All right. So I don't think that they had good energy ever since. You know how 50 is? He's very, very territorial. You stand anywhere close to one of his ops, he puts you in ops territory as well. That's how he does.
I like the picture of Mel Murder. I wasn't tapped into the particulars of the back and forth because from what I understood, that I always known them to have a decent relationship. They was cool or whatever. They was going back and forth on the workout shit. But you know when you're scrolling down, like I'm seeing Mel Murder, he from Bed-Stuy, from the hood, so I liked it. He locked up. That's it. It wasn't no nefarious intentions behind it, and that was just it. And you know, when he put up the post, I hit him back like, "You overthinking, bro."
Yeah, he said, "Nah, I never forget, never
I ain't
will."
forget. Right.
So he helped you get your first deal.
Absolutely. Never forget, never. Not my first deal, my second deal, the one with Atlantic.
Aha.
I will never forget, never will. But at the same time, you overthinking because it wasn't about nothing else. You understand? And
So Maino has always approached 50 Cent with respect, whether it's because of him respecting him as a man, respecting, you know, where he comes from, them having similarities, or him helping him at a time. So I get it, but they've had issues already. So that's one of the 4 people from the Wrap It Up podcast. Okay, can we go 2 for 4? I think we could easily go 2 for 4 because we know that Jim Jones and 50 Cent have been taking shots at each other for quite some time at this point, right?
Recently, it was reported that Cameron will be collaborating with 50 Cent on Paid in Full. What would you expect to see with a Cameron and 50 Cent collaboration?
I don't know what to expect to see from them two suckers. I wouldn't care what they expect to see from them. I wish them the best. Just stay out my way, please.
Call 50 and Cam suckers, right? And deservedly so. 50 Cent's called Jim Jones a lot of stuff too, right? So hey, eye for an eye. Can we go 3 for 4 people? Can we? Where y'all memories at? Y'all with me? We can go 3 for 4, I think. We go 3 for 4. I don't think this is regular talk. I think he gets on Cameron's podcast and you know, I'm going to save that for my full take. Let's just see 50 Cent talking about Fab.
I said it's a certain artist. I go, damn, when is he gonna have his moment? Like Fab. I said, I think his what's the name cuffing season was definitely.
You was up in toxic all summer. Let me be careful with the music. Be careful with the music.
It wasn't the hit like that because it was talking exactly about what was going on at the moment. But the way he brought La Marina,
You was in La Marina.
was the hottest joint.
What was going on
in that summer?
exactly at the
Yeah.
time and
So I'm like, yo, I jumped on the remix because the director was going without it. Quick up.
Okay, jumped on the remix. All right. Shots? Subs? Tension? I don't know. Who remembers this one from 50? Remember these lyrics? Black rims, black Hemi, nigga. See me when you see me. I appear, disappear with a heater like a genie. That party and bullshit, get your ass popped. Don't believe me? Ask Fab. He got his ass shot. Okay. Some people would say, don't overlook into that ARP. You know, it's just bars, especially coming from a guy that did How to Rob. He'll turn everybody into a joke. But here's my take around, and I don't got a 4 for 4. I don't know if he's ever had tension with Davies, but here's my take around this type of shit and why I call it a cesspot, a boiling pot, even when I mix in the title that says 50 Cent wants war with the entire Let's Rap About It podcast. I have meaning to that. When you podcast, when you stream, when you interview, you naturally, especially if you're good on camera, you have filters. You choose words a certain way. You give context a certain way. You will sometimes uphold somebody and give them grace or bias many times, or you'll take the opportunities. Like if you alley-oop somebody that don't like me a question about RBE, they're going to say bad things. Right? Get it? Duh. Okay. Now, 50 has had history with most of the podcasts, and some is actively he probably don't fuck with at all, like especially a Jim Jones, right? So when he speaks on them, I don't expect him to give them grace or to give them positivity. And the same thing happened in reverse. Who are we kidding? A well-structured podcast like a Joe Budden podcast or a Sorry Shoe podcast. I just did it just this morning. The Let's Wrap It Up podcast. There's a lot of freestyling going on with people that can do this shit naturally and are just good at what they do. But there's also a set agenda. All right, for today's show, this is what we're going to talk about. Some people get to the levels where they even have writers. You know, when you get to the Stephen A. Smith level, he's a natural. He's going to have his own takes, but he's showing up, and the writers and the news investigators and all that, they're the ones that's saying, all right, these are the hot topics that we're going to address. Last night, Bronny went 0 for 8. Luka put up 42 for 40 plus points for the third night in a row, and it looks like the Thunder's about to repeat. Okay, cool. Those are the topics we're going to do. And then he speaks to them and gives them his takes. As the anchor, the Molly in the middle, alley-oops the questions. And then Stephen A comes with the take for the preordained already topic that we know before the cameras cut on. I knew I was going to do these topics. And then in between, I do a whole bunch of freestyling. Things come to mind, certain thoughts or whatever, you know, depending on the type of host. They did that intentionally. The Wrap It Up podcast. They did that intentionally. Fab, I don't think cares, you know, on Infinite for 50. He probably fucks with him or respects him, probably been around him, shook hands, smile, whatever. But I don't think Fab would stop himself from sending negativity towards 50 Cent. Maino obviously doesn't feel the need to do that either, and definitely not Jim Jones. And that's how they get to that whole consensus there. So, yo, this is all a thumbs down about him doing this Diddy Netflix and all that. Thumb down, right? Yo, don't send out my sex tape. I don't fuck with this, right? Yo, he's whack for doing that, right? That's why. If you heard my take about the documentary coming out, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not I don't have a reason. I'm not personally invested in anything when it comes to Diddy or 50 Cent. So I have no bias. But when you put me in battle rap, what do I tell you guys? I say, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. In battle rap, I even sometimes feel uncomfortable talking about some of these people because I know them. And I know I will give them grace or bias at times, which actually irks me. I'm not being fake by telling you guys, oh, no, that card was perfect. No, I'm telling you guys, like, that's my nigga. So, you know, I'm telling you, I'm being honest. I'd rather talk about these celebrities where I got full range discretion. I don't feel no way on my morals when I say, oh, he's a bitch. He's a snitch. I don't agree with him. I don't respect him. I never broke bread with him. I don't know him. I don't want to meet him. I don't want to shake his hand. Never met him before. I don't give a fuck. I feel way more comfortable. I've been telling y'all that. So that's really what I feel like is a big, big piece of that shit. And even if you want me to bridge that shit to some of my recent videos with easy topics, and you see the way I've lifted that protection, that's the point. It's not disrespectful. It's not, oh, I'm going at him. It's way different if I go at somebody. It'll be way different. These titles, the content, the angles, the situations, the evidence, all the stuff that I bring is different. You guys, if you go back to my edited blog days, you know when ARP has when he's going after you versus when he's lifted, you know the difference. And that's even a difference with like Easy that I'm showing you. Now, when you have these controversial topics, your ARP grace and bias has been lifted because of the way you act towards me. I'm showing you that it's not a petty thing. It's a you learning and seeing that the same culture and people that have held you up, given you grace or given you bias or been quiet while Cassidy's been bombing on you, we've been supporting you, stupid. Some of us. And when you don't get your exactly what you want, you went to left. So now if I want to talk about you dropping a Diddy Netflix series, and I decide that we're all going to collectively get to the conclusion like, oh, that's bitch shit, that's foul shit or whatever, to the public, it just looks like all they're talking about is the Diddy and the Netflix series. But no, they all, or at least 3 out of 4 of them, have certain levels of issues with 50. So they have no problem letting negativity for what he's got going on go in his direction. Do you get it? Okay, we're done. Shout out once again to Not Excited, my type of time. This is earlier. Yes, morning streams is something I had to deal with today. I got a super active afternoon, so I'm glad to knock this out with y'all. I'm glad we here, the morning crew that doesn't always get a chance to make it in the afternoons. We here hanging out, having a good time. 200 people in the chat at the time of around 7:52, and there was only 15 likes. Yeah, that's shitty, people. Like on the way out, at least. We got Jay, our member and our mod here, throwing up her signs, repping her set as always. Appreciate you, love. Jay also says, earn Iron Aaron too. They all like it's curfew. What was that? I'm missing that one. Over my head. I apologize. We got Not Excited sending a gift out at 8:29 on the channel. Shout out to the members and shout out to everybody grabbing these gifts. That's crazy because isn't that the same default picture that Don Bean uses? sometimes y'all be fucking confusing me, man. I know somebody else DM'd me the other day. It was just like, nah, it's the same person. But when I logged into my profiles, it switched up the names or something like that. So this is how y'all throw me off sometimes. I'm like, is that my homie right there? Nah, I'm not sure. Did he get hijacked or is YouTube tripping? Like, I don't even know. Shout out to Not Excited, though. I remember in the building. Jay also says, it's easy to see when you look at me. If you look closely, 50 don't back down everywhere. Oh, lyrics. My bad. All right, so I was gonna butcher that shit if I tried to read it regular. You had me on a butcher fucking course just now. Like, duh, it's fucking lyrics. ARP, don't read. You're supposed to sing. Jay also says, we don't play that. We don't play around. More lyrics to me, right? Yes. She got the bricks there. I could take that left. I could say, chill out, Debo. Or not Debo, my bad, Craig. With the bricks, throwing bricks around. You get it? You keeping up? Yeah, you see? It's Don, LOL. You see? This is what I'm saying. I know that picture is Don Beam, but the shit right now says not excited. So I'm just like, I don't know what y'all got going on with y'all YouTube profiles, man. Shit, I ain't perfect neither, man. Let's fix this shit up. Bearded Brick is here. I appreciate you, homie. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it was you, wasn't it? You was the one. He was the one that had two different profiles. It was like, did somebody steal the homie picture? What the fuck is going on? Like, you got me in the twilight zone, y'all niggas. All right, Soul Tapes. Facts, but my y'all talking to each other. Shout out to Wavy here. You try this here once again. Says if you got time, type. You got time to like. Yes. Yeah, everybody that's typing in the chat and don't put a like. You're right. That's a whole nother level. Figure that. LOL. Shout out to our members in the building. Okay. Fun stream. I had fun this morning going over some of these topics. No, it's y'all got me. It's y'all, man. Don't fucking blame me. Shit, I'm doing my job. Salute, my guy. Salute. Members in the building. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right. Fun stream, like I was saying. Nah, I can't make it back in this evening. I got too much going on. Keep your notifications on. Lately, I've been tweeting and posting on Facebook as well as IG stories when we going live, because I know times have been moving around a lot lately. And if I come up here and I try to tell you, it's always the mornings or it's always the afternoons, the moment I switch the times, y'all be like, there he goes again, switching up. So I'm just saying, we here pretty much every day, right? Times move around or whatever. So cut your notifications on the channel. Follow me on Instagram. The stories go up. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet when we about to go live as well, and the Facebook page, both pages, my page as well as the Rare Breed Entertainment page. I posted there as well. And lately, I haven't even been doing the lives, put up the lives and then 30 minutes later we live. Lately, it's been boom. Like I sit down, I start the stream up, and from time that maybe some of the notifications hit, 5 minutes the stream is up. And it always tell you on YouTube when it's going to start. Lately, I'm pretty sure if y'all been clicking that, it shouldn't have been saying 28-minute countdown. It should have been saying, live in 3 minutes. Like, I've been moving. Drop me a comment below about some of these topics this morning. What do you agree, disagree with, critiques? I think we beat the shit out of all of these topics. And Trey Songz, we keeping an eye on you, nigga. Respectfully. All right. Sorry, it's true. We out of here. Enjoy y'all day. We'll be back.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without my thing, still got a gun.